Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Now what we can do? We will go with the backup. How we can able to take the backup of the ping directory. Like how we are having our configuration archive in the ping filtrate, right? Similarly, you'll also have the backup. Actually, here how do we take a backup? Sorry, how do we archive? No, it's not an archive. Actually, here we will be calling this as a backup actually. Because the command name is backup. Actually, it's a simple one, like how we did the LDAP search, LDAP modify, and then like whatever the configuration we are doing, right? Replication, right? The same thing, how we have installed the delegation, all the same, it's the same, just put backup space P. No, an IPH port number, actually space, please provide the port number space A, the local host. No, the 3, 8, and is fine. We can do it on 3, 8, that's fine. Space A, space, localhost, space D, capital D, space key, and it's going to be the active manager. Enter the double quotes. Space U, give the password. Space, backup all. We are going to back up everything, right? All in A in caps actually. Space backup directory D in caps. We need to give one folder for the space direction. Backup directory D in caps, because we need to provide where we need to store the file, right? Space, give some parts for that actually. Space state / backup, right? That is a folder name B in caps. Yes, that is one. Space hyphen do not encrypt actually. Do not encrypt means N in caps, E in caps. E in caps actually. You can. You will get. I got used to it actually. It will be like. You can also get used to it when you do multiple times actually. Or else, if you forgot to do something means you can also ask for help. Actually, hyphen, help like that. Press enter. Is that password is wrong? Can you go back to that? I thought that was some issue with the password. That's all. Can you go back to that? Can you go back to the backup folder? This is how we can able to give the backup actually. Whatever it is there, whatever the configuration details, everything will be copied into the backup. Actually, like for example, both the two instances would be copied here. Whatever the not the both the instances, you did it in only one server, right? This one we did. We just did it like backup on the first server actually. Anyways, it's the same thing. Actually, we don't require on the second server and all. You need to do it in the only one actually. That is fine. This is fine actually. For example here, this is how we can able to take the backup. Actually, the backup file will be there in the backend. Like everyday backup also, you can take it, or how we can able to do it. This one, right? You can able to take it per once in a month or twice in a month actually. 15 days once. We will be doing it. I will be doing it 15 days once actually. Because we are not going to do some changes on the ping directly daily, right? You're not going to do. It's not like a ping file, right? Actually, 15 days once. It's fine. Actually, whatever the backup file, it is there. We can have it actually. Similarly, if you want to do the restore, right? The same one. Instead of backup, put the restore actually. The same one. Restore the port number, the CNS School directory manager, the password. And then you don't need to do the you saved it, right? Instead of backup, alright, instead of that one, you just have to put you need to remove that backup all. And then remove the do not encrypt at the end actually. And then instead of backup, it's restore command. Actually, that's all. Remove that hyphenation. You need to do it at the restore. Instead of backup, write the starting the home, go to the home. Yes, the first line instead of backup, it's restore. That's all actually. In the first one, in the first line, in the starting, it is starting with the backup, right? Instead of backup, it is restore actually. The same file you are going to do, right? Just read it. Let's see whether it is giving some kind of issue or not. Actually, wherever it will be restored again to the same instance. It will restore in your ping directory actually, if that is any issue, right? The recent backup only we did actually. Oh, it's not, it is. I think it's the same thing. It did not complete successfully. The parent directory or one more backup directory. The backup directory path is the parent directory. Sorry. Where is the user root folder actually? /user root. No /user root. I think it is there inside the backup, right? No, inside the backup folder only. Inside the backup folder. Can you go back to the backup folder? Check user root is there or not. We have to give the specific path backup info. Can you go back one step? User root folder itself you can give. That's enough actually. Because that is the one which will have all the things actually. It should work because actually it's having the same thing. It's working. Yep, it's working. This is where we have to take the backup. But there is no even in the delegator portal or in the ping directory console. We don't have an option to export. No, inside that ping directory console I just want it. It is just a ping. It's just a LDAP, right? LDAP says T. If you go with the active directory also, right? Active directory also. It's a PowerShell command actually. Instead of doing it with the LDAP, right? You will be doing it in the PowerShell. Actually, here we don't have the option to. This is a third party one, right? You can export it actually. You can right click. You can try to export that whole tree. No DZ equal to example command, DZ equal to command, right? In the Apache Directory Studio, that's a third party tool, right? Right click on that, one click on it and right click. Is there any option to export? You can export it like CSV or Excel or LDF like that. You can export it actually. But generally, like any LDAP, this kind of kind of tool which should be available, right, to see the. You can use any tool actually. That is like our preferences actually. Like you can use Explorer, You can use Apache Directory Studio. Any tool, third-party tool, you can use it actually. For the browser, like we said, you should use it. Exactly, you can use anything, that's fine. But you cannot take the backup in that one, but you can export it. But the backup, it's better. You can use it by using this one, actually the commands. Understood? Apart from this, ping directory does not have much actually. Because we have seen lots actually in the ping directory itself. Backup we can do. If you know scripting and all right, you can also that command right, the backup command, you are having it right. You can also run that one maybe, like you can also. If you know scripting means you can create a task right. Like, you don't need to do it manually, right? You can also do it automatically if you know the scripting and all. You just have to run the script. You just write a code to run that backup script, right? Automatically, that's all. Sorry, local identity profile. Can you go to that one local and profile? It is just a registration page, actually, which will be available to you. It is just a self-registration page, actually. You can just put profile number 1. You can use the policy contact number 1. We can enable the registration and we can also enable the profile. What is the use of it? We need local identity. It is just a self-registration page actually. You know that basically the normally in my account in real time. You don't have the self-registration actually. You'll be like there is some other HR application or SailPoint identity management tool will create the user and they will push it to LDAPs, right? Here the user themselves can able to go ahead and do the self-registration actually. It's not yet available for all the adapters. It is available only for the HTML adapter. MFA it won't work. Nothing will work on this one actually. Just when you register here, it will automatically create it in the ping directory. But we need to do something. Whatever the users we create here, right? Yes. Instead of creating it, you will be creating in the self-registration page actually. Enable the registration. You need to go previous. You need to enable the registration. Click on Enable Registration, Enable Profile Management. Also, you can enable it. Click on Next. Here, click on Next. In the next field only, what are the fields we are going to give it? Create a new field. First field will be the first name, right? Choose the first name. Where I'm supposed to go here? ID is first name. The label is the one which you'll be seeing it on the login screen actually. First name like that. You'll be using first name, last name and then display name. And what are the details? Oh, ID like that, right? Text field only and make it as a required. Then only it will be mandatory actually. For every value. We need to create separately. No, go back previous. Scroll down required on that bottom. Because it's mandatory value, right? First name, last name and all. But I can just add only one value here like first name. First name, but it won't create it in the LDAP, right? Because a LDAP requires first name, last name and then mail, UID and password, right? But how do you enable the other values here? One by one we need to add. Click on Done. Create a new field again. Got? One by one we need to create it. Last name, again last name like that. This is also the same text field you can put required. Scroll down and say Done. Do the same thing for display name. That's a common name. Put display name, that's right. Now ID you can give anything. You will be seeing it in the screen actually. This also takes the required and then done. Then you can put mail actually email. This is not the text actually. It's an email field, right? It will require at the rate actually in the drop down choose the email. Required also. Click on next. One more is UID, right? Add UID. Is UID. This is also text required and then done. Please make the unique ID as UID. Click on next. This is one not required actually. Email verification not required. Click on next. Here scroll down. Scroll down username field. Choose the username field as UID, right? UID is the username actually. This one. You can choose only one. Actually, that is one of the issue. You cannot authenticate with the mail or UID. Both of them. You are doing it in the PC, right? This one registration will have only one actually. As of now actually, maybe in future they will have twice or something. But the station definitely it's having only one actually. Click on next. The deletion not required. We don't ask the user to delete their own accounts, right? We don't enable that access. Click on next. Can you configure the data store? Yes, choose the ping directory. Here, if you have active directory, it won't show it here. Only ping directory will show it here. Base gen. What is the base gen DC equal to? I think OU is equal to people, right? I think that is the one which you have got. Put it under OU is equal to people. Comma DC equal to example. Comma DC equal to com. Now people ping caps actually. Now other people ping caps are also. It won't work. Comma DC equal to example. Comma DC equal to com. That's example spelling. Now the object class will be show all attributes there. What are the attributes we are going to put given them as Nancy and mail UI, right? This because we need to map it, right? That field name we have created, we need to map it to the attributes. Actually, you already had attribute. Mail. I've added the first name and last name, given name CN. CN also added, yes, and he already added it. Add attribute. Click on next. DNN pattern should be. What is the DNN pattern actually? You had equal to dollar. You can use the same thing. It is the one which is there, right? Dollar scroll down. No, scroll down, scroll down. Copy that value actually. That's fine. That is a denim pattern actually. Come on, you can leave it actually because it will automatically take it from the base DNN. Choose the object class actually. Choose the INETOD person. No, not there actually in the major object class. Just the INETOD person. Automatically it will take the other object classes. Actually there are 4 object class right for the user. If you choose INET or person, automatically other 3 object class it will take it. Click on next. First name is last name. Display name is Mail is my diode. Click on Next. Scroll down, click on Done. Scroll down and save it. That's all we have configured this one actually. Able to see this registration coming up. We can able to see that actually. Now here what we need to do right. Just another profile management page is not required. Can you go back to the authentication and the HTML adapter? It will. We need to configure the HTML adapter. Can you go to the HTML adapter? We need to change the settings. Click on scroll down IDP adapter. No, scroll. IDP adapter there. Here, scroll down. Scroll down. Enable that local identity profile. Save it. But this is the one which we used for authenticating. Maybe before authenticating, the registration page will be there. No, it's a button actually register. Now it will show the login screen in that register. Now what you will get this later. Save it now. Try to access any application which is having the HTML adapter. Actually maybe the sample connection or something. Try to hit any connection here. I mean it won't work actually because we need to do some more changes. It just want to show you the recession now button. Actually, we need to map the which adapter is triggering actually this one. Is it triggering the? Can you go to the application? Is it configuring the? What is that sample connection which we hit? Is it having the adapter or policy contract? Scroll down. I found the direct adapter. Oh my god, it should have to require the policy. Can you go to that application which is having the policy contract? I think the Salesforce is having it right. This one. Salesforce, try it. Try to hit it which it's triggering the adapter or not. Click on it. No, it's not. It's directly. It's going to be a city basic. It's still basic means it's going to the. Can you go to the ping fader console? Which policy is going on? The first policy will get. It's going the first policy only. No, first policy is going to fail. Scroll down. It's going to the scroll down. Scroll down the last year policy. Can you click on that one? Scroll down. Expand on. Is it triggering this one? Basic. Scroll down in the success. What we have configured. No, not this one. It is not triggering this one actually. Scroll up. Can you go to the policy again? It is triggering the. Oh, policy say click on the first policy. I think it's triggering the first one. Scroll down. It is figuring that we can go back to the application and Salesforce. Can you put the tester there? SP connection Salesforce in the extended property in the top right. Put tester actually here. Which ones they are? Tested everything in gaps actually. Add it and then save it. Now try to hit it. Let's see destroying and login screen or not. Everywhere we type the username and password, it seems. You can type it here, good. It's TV again. No, it's still going. Can you go back? It's not taking the tester, it is going as A. Can you go to the policies? It's not taking the. Is it why it's taking the admin actually here? External property we configure. Can you expand the tester actually? That the next one. The next one, did we configure the policy contract there? Can you go back to the applications? Samuel connection, scroll down. I tested in the lowercase. Actually put it in the lowercase. I think it's not taking that. Can you put it in the lowercase? No, everything like it. Put it everything in like this update. Save it now. Try the same thing in the another tab. Yep, got. Click on the nation out there. Got it. It is triggering the first policy. Now can you go back to the pink fabric? Click on the first policy. Instead of that policy contract, right? What we need to do, go to the second one, tester. Actually expand that one. Click on that contract mapping. No, click on. Can you click on done here instead of mapping, right? Instead of that policy contract, you need to, in the drop down, choose the local identity profile actually. Choose the local and profile. Yes, it is the profile here. Now click on local identity mapping. Choose the inbound mapping SPF, the last one actually. The PF unique ID, that it will be one kind of I attribute will get created. Actually that attribute, for example, if you register, if you're creating the account, is created based on the registration means. It will have extra attribute actually that to confirm this user is registered with the ping registration page, like that actually. P for tot, local identity unique, ID is equal to you, ID will get created actually. That's why we're mapping it. Click on next. Yes. Click on next. Yes. Choose the subject as adapter username. Scroll down and then click on next and save it. That's all. Next, scroll down and done. Scroll down, done, and then say save the policy. Now hate it there. No, save it. You didn't save the policy. Now, instead of policy card, you need to map the local identity profile actually. Can you go back to the one here? Paste it. Now it should work. The ratio now, you can able to see the registration page actually. Here, if you create an account right, it should not work actually because in pink, can you just type the first name, last name and all? Can you register? What we are going to do, right? What we did actually till now, we just created the local identity profile and added the field. Now you could see, right? All the fields are getting displayed, right? Now, but when you put the parser right and then create a code, it won't work. Actually, why? Because that is, I am thinking that is the reason they didn't give it for. Oh no, can you put a characters? Actually, because we gave the password policy. We gave the password right. Here, I am suspecting this is the reason they are not giving it for Active Directory or any other LDAP till now. Actually, why can you go back to the pink favorite folder, installed folder, and then the server.log? It's like pretty much in testing state only because here itself, right? It won't work for the MFA. And then if you are using a different configurations or different attributes, which it won't work. Still, the testing process is going on, but anyways, we can able to register the user and create the user. That's fine. Can you go to the log folder, server.log? It will ask one, it will throw one error. Actually, let's see what is the error. I am thinking that is the error that they didn't give it for any other real depths inside the Bing. I mean any other real depth apart from the ping directory. Basically, we will see what is that issue, what is that error. Basically, what is the data it is showing here? Naming exception. It is showing some kind of no, that's fine. But the error code 65. No. Error code 65 to UID. That is, the UID which you have created is a directory server schema because that schema is not there actually. One object class, it is asking p-connector-identities, but that object class is not there. I need to create this object class. Let's go to the ping directory console. Let's create a copy this file, copy that one. Let's create the object class. Now click on the left scheme on the left hand side, please. No, it's expired. Actually, can you log out and log in again? Yes, object class write actions new. Object last place. Yes, paste the name description also the same. Now parent object class should be you can. You don't need to do it automatically. It will take the top. Actually, save it. That's fine. We create the object last. Right now, can you go back to the login screen there? Try again. Give the password and try again. Again, one more error it will throw. We will see. What is that error? Scroll down. What is the error now? Here we created the object last, but there is no attribute. Actually, we created the, I mentioned right. It will create one attribute and store that. If there is a self-registration, means it will create one attribute, right? That attribute, we need to create it. First of all, right? Then only it will populate in the, during the registration, right? Let's create that attribute actually, pf connected ident. No, the object class is pf connected identities. Actually, the attribute name is pf connected identity. I mentioned right, one attribute will populate because if it is self-registration, one attribute will populate with the UI, right? The same thing actually. But first of all, we need to create that attribute, right? In order to get populate. Can you go to the attribute types? You're understanding, right? You guys following me? Actions new attribute, please. Known in the top but out. How do we assign this attribute to the top? We'll be doing it. Actually, we'll be doing it. That step, we need to do it. One by one, we are doing it right. Paste it, save it, that's all. Attribute creation and all it's simple. You want, you can. If you want, you can create any number of attributes. Can you go to the object class? Only for extra attribute that automatically populate attribute, right? You need to create it now. Can you need to assign it to the object class? Can you go back to the ping direct console? What is the extra attribute which is coming here? Not here. It won't come here. No. I mentioned in the local identity profile when we configured the policy. It will get one attribute will get populated in the ping directory, right? No UID in order. It will work only when the user is raised through the ping federal registration page. Actually, yes, and then we were assigning the UID. Yes. In order to create that attribute right, we have to create it right. That is what we are creating it. Actually, we have created that attribute in the ping direct console. In order to create that attribute, we need one object class actually. That's why we have created one object class. Can you go to the object class? We need to assign that particular attribute into the scroll down to the bottom. last time will be there. This is object last night. Click on edit please. We don't put it in the required attribute. We can put it in the optional attribute. The fourth one right. The fourth one put in an optional one. No, don't put it in. Put it in the optional place. I think it went when scroll to the top. It went down actually. Listen, can you search it? No, you need to click on it. Now move it. Yes, save it now. That's all. Now this is done right now. Can you reset? It will work actually. You can able to see it in the that is to do everywhere. You can able to see it actually. No, wait. It is not. No, it is accessing the application. That's fine. Can you go back to the console please? The Apache Directory Studio. It's working. Actually, the user created. Then only this. We gave the condition right that registration one, in the instance criteria. Not here. Can you go to Apache Directory Studio? You can able to see the user. O is equal to people, right? Refresh it. Please right click. It is created. Actually, it will work. Refresh. Yep, it is there. It is there. This is how we can able to do the registration. Actually, this is. Why is this giving error then? No, we have the issues criteria right. The user is not part of the group now. Not this one. It's there in the next page. In the pink for date. Yes, that user is not part of the group and then we have given the issuance criteria right. That's why. Here also you're having the profile management page. If you want to edit something right, can you go back to the pink faded console, the local identity profile. But their profile management page. It's only for the self-registered users. Actually, it won't work for the people you read. You created in the pink directly actually. That attribute should be there actually. If you can go, I will show that. I can go back to the Apache directory. I forgot to show that attribute. If you could see the ping identity that UID we have given right. In the right hand side. This attribute, if it is there, then only that profile management page also it will work. If you're trying with the normal registered, normal created user, manual user ID, it won't work actually. Maybe in future they might have introduced this one, but right now this is only working for this, registered users only. Can you go back to the local identity profile, the profile management page? This is actually assuming the UID for after authentication, right? No, after the registration, not authentication. It's creating. The user here got it for. For this, it needs this attribute. Yes. That's all. It should be init or person. If you put init or person, automatically other object class will come automatically, and also we created that PF connected identities object class, right? That object class also it will come. I think this is the reason. It is not. They didn't accept it for any other LDAPs actually. Because in Active Directory you need to go there and they do these changes and alright, who will accept these changes actually? That's right. Can you go back to the console? Let's see the profile management page also. Click on the profile. That is one URL there, right? Hit it. No, not there. It won't work actually. This is the profile. You can do some changes there actually and then save it automatically. It will don't change the UID. No, 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 no. I don't want to change the U. ID change the first name and last name and all. It's updated here. This is the local information, but this one you can have the knowledge. But like I mean this is not that much required actually, because still there are a lot of issues actually. I mean the existing users, it won't work actually. Great. This is how you can able to go with the local ID and profile actually. Ping access, I mean the basics, means even. The thing is that there are two configurations of data for the ping access. Actually, one is a gateway model, the other one is agent model. Actually, gateway model for the web applications, right? The IIS and all actually. The internet, the web applications and all we can able to go with the gateway model actually. I mean to enable the authorization. The ping access will act as a resource server. The ping access can able to do. I mean we can able to create the groups. What are the groups you are creating in LDA, right? We can consuming it in the ping access and then we can able to authorize the users actually. Go ahead. Would you be covering that alone? Not the gateway model, just the agent model alone. No, actually I don't know the ping access. I know only because I mean this training only ping federate and ping directory. But something to be basic stuff should be covered. On ping access, no, the steps and all I don't know actually. Because I'm not an expert in ping access actually. Because I know I have did only on the architect level of the ping access actually. I have just built the installation for the ping access and then I have just like I've provided the architecture for the ping federate ping access and ping directory. But the developing part, I never did it on ping access. But I know the concepts. Actually, there are two configurations. One is gateway model and access, another one is agent model actually. If it is an IIS servers and all means the application hosted on the IIS servers, we can go with the easily gateway model to authorize the users. You can write a script to authorize the users based on the groups. And if it is the same configuration for the agent model also, only the difference is that there are like in the configuration side, agent model means you need to create the agent actually. If it is a gateway model means you need to create the sites. That is the difference actually. Agent model means you need to create a separate agent, download the file and then share it with that is download the agent file and share it with Apache team. Actually, agent model is based on the Apache servers only. You know the Apache Tomcat, right? For those servers, we can able to go with the agent-based model actually. Like how it is, how they will be enabling the ping access. Communication means from that server to the ping access. Gateway model means just the sites, the URL, the host name actually. Based on the host name, it will work. At the same time, if it is the agent model means they need to install that agent in their Apache Tomcat server. Actually, automatically the request will go to the ping access. Actually, whenever the user is trying to access the application, the request will go to the ping access. Then the ping access will act as a resource server. From the ping access, the ping ferret. It will create the ping ferret, will take care of the token, share the token with the ping access. Then it will validate the token based on the token validators. And then it will allow the based on the groups and alright. it will check which user to be passed on to the application. Which user does not have the access, they will reject it actually. This is how the ping access works. Actually, the ping access works based on the two flows. One is agent and then the gateway, authorizing the users only. There are different rules you can able to specify based on the authorization actually. Space rules, rule sets, and you can combine 2 to 3 rules as a rule groups actually. And assign it to a single application. Also, you can do it actually. And then you can create multiple sites. Actually, if the server is 2 to 3 service means you can create multiple sites. One agent is enough for the multiple sites. Actually, you don't need to add any host names and all actually. I mean host names. You can add multiple host names actually into the same agent. Same agent, you can able to apply for the multiple servers also actually. Inside the same application, if they're asking for multiple service, means they can use the same agent file actually. And the ping ferret and ping access, they will be based on the token. What is that term? Whatever the token is there, right, we need to configure it in the access token we have created, right? We need to configure it in the ping access also. Actually, but I have seen this par OADC CBORL. That is to establish the login one actually. Like, I mean that login mechanism, right? That login. You're asking for an administrator and then console login, right? The PA client, which is used to enable the SSO authentication for the console login for the ping access. Like how we do for the, right, how we are logging with the delegation portal admin. Actually, I mean how the flow works for the delegation admin portal. We created the auth configuration, it's a SS. Only right ping that is acting. Ping delegation portal is acting as a resource server and then ping ferret is an authorization server. Authentication happens. Once authentication, the ping ferret generating the token, right? They are validating the token and allowing the user to access the application, right? The same purpose is the ping access console. You can enable the SSO for the ping access console actually. Like how we are creating the client ID, right? The client ID will be POADC, the same implicit. It will work actually. It's implicit or authorization code render with the PKC method. The same flow how we create, right? Ping ferret side. It's creating the client ID only. That's all. Ping access side. You need to accept it and then allow the user to log into the console. Actually, like, can you just reiterate it? Like how the authentication happens for delegate portal with the ping ferret. The user is trying to log into ping ferret. Sorry, in the delegate portal, whenever you try to access the niche / delegator, the request is going to the ping ferret, right, with the client, ID, client, secret and all. Once the author implicit done. Once authentication, the token is generated, then we are having the token validator in the ping direct, right? We created it ping directly and then the secret key. We have given it client secret. And then we have given the entry UUID option, right, in the token validator, right? Based on that, it is checking the entry ID and then allowing the user to log into the application. Actually, it's like a normal web application, like it's a normal SAM flow, SAMmer says application, where it's the same normal flow actually. Which means it is actually bypassing the login portal. Yes, normal login, right? The normal login is not there. We are login based on the ping ferret SO. It's like real time. What configuration like that got it? It doesn't require. If I'm opening the delegate portal, should I open the ping ferret console? It's not required. No, not required. Actually, just authenticate with the client ID. Yes, when it is registered with the ping ferret. Exactly. But then, rather than like whatever the agents or gateway we have configured in the ping access, we will always create the client ID, right? For each and every application, you need to create a client ID actually. There we have seen whatever the application, you are the target URL, right? If you are giving in the callback URL, I've seen /pass/8/cv. Why we are specifically giving this pass/8/cv? That's a client ID. They have configured in the ping access actually. See, here we have created the client ID as ping directory, right? The name, specifically we are using DA admin, right? Delegation admin. Actually, no, I am mentioning in the callback URL like this. No callback URL means that is the redirection URL they have specified on the ping access. Actually, yes, like here. Here we are also specifying the /delegator, right? Like that post that I have seen pass/8/cv like this. That's a callback. That's a redirect URL actually. Pass//cv. That's a redaction URL for the ping access actually. Because you are accessing the ping access console, right? Before redacting to the console, they will validate at one endpoint actually. That is the endpoint actually. Got it? Is this step covered, Vinay? Because we have one request. I told you, right? They were sending a token to ping for redacting. I have mentioned right that. I saw that. Configuring like the scope of the design have changed now. They were actually sending the same response to ping federate. No, that is what I mentioned, right? There are two configuration like two SAML response. It's not a token. They cannot send it in the U. I like the. No, that is one more recommend I have mentioned, right? If there are two kind of if there is an adapter you mentioned. No. Adapter is open token. There is one more. I have explained to actually. There is one more configuration. If your organization is having another kind of a company, that company will do the authentication. They say they will share the SAML response to you. You will be acting as a service provider. You need to get the metadata from them. Configure the metadata here. And then you need to accept that metadata actually. The same flow we are actually going now. You need to accept that like nothing else. Actually, you just have to get that metadata and put it here inside the ping feeder console. Actually, that's all, nothing much configuration. Which flow should I go? No, same open token IDP connection. Same open to dummy open token adapter. You can create it and then configure it. Actually, that's all. Nothing much available further. Because you need to accept it. That's all. But do we need the SP adapter? Yes, we need the SP adapter. Only you need to create it. You're creating the open token adapter? Open token adapter. Only it will work actually. You're just accepting that response actually. This flow, which means other organizations doing the authentication, we are accepting the SAML response and exactly, we are just sending the SAML response to the SAML connection. We are accepting the SAM response. Actually, whatever the ESS URL they want to redirect, right? We can redirect it actually. Where is the ESS URL where then? No, you need to redirect to no, not here. Actually, you need to give it in the URL. You need to give it in the authentication. Actually, IDP connection. ITP connection, for example, they want to redirect to the which SSO application, right? Salesforce or service. Now right. You can redirect it actually, but the idea is to read the same response and then give the token. How do we give token for this? No, how you? Are it impossible how you can able to send the token by using the if you are acting as a service for it. That's all actually. Your work will stop it right there, accept the response and then send the response. Accept the response and the user to that particular URL. That's all actually. The URL you can call. You're configuring it there. That's all. Actually, your work will complete there. You cannot be able to. Once you get the response, how you can able to generate again another token? Actually, it's impossible, right? No, but that is a scope in a. No, that's you can able to do it with any other Salesforce or any other third-party vendor application. Actually, I don't think it is available in the ping. No, because we are actually not doing the authentication. Authentication is already done. Whatever the sample response which comes, we have to blindly accept it. And then redirect the user to the application. That's all. It's easy. Now that is a confirmation. We are doing it every time. Actually, that is a ping ferret acting as a service provider. A ping ferret is acting as service provider, but how should we give the token? No, how you can able to generate the token for the SAML actually? You cannot be able to generate the token itself actually. For SAML, we don't have a concept of token. No, nothing. You cannot. It won't itself. Actually, it won't work. Actually, see in Salesforce and all what they are doing it, they will generate that in Salesforce, there is a concept called, you will get the SAML response and then they are sending the response and then to access any other AP. I call actually that AP. I will create the token. That is the Salesforce. They are doing it. Different application they are doing it. But inside the ping ferret, that kind of a configuration is not there actually. This is about the whatever the user. This is for the use case when, for example, your organization got another. They purchased in other organizations, their employees wants to have access to your application, but still the user ID will be there inside their organization. Means then you can access and then in the endpoint, what is the user ID? Whatever the service, domain service, no endpoint you can give. And then the sales of in sales was in front. You can give you automatically. It will read out to that particular endpoint actually, which means here it is the Google.com. Automatically, they will be giving it that metadata itself. It will have that value, don't worry. Whatever the other organization employee comes here to access the Google.com, they are already authenticated over that endpoint, actually their IDP. Not here, actually from outside it won't. They won't do the authentication. We are not going to do anything. They will do the authentication, they will read out to us. Actually, that's all. Once after authentication, they will be redacted here. And this is our application, then write. No, this is our application, but in the mat, then they will be having the URL in their metadata. Actually, that is, the sales was right. They will try to hit the Salesforce. Then it will read out to that right. For example, they need to read out to the sales was on the right, but sales was dot up. The sales for you are here, right? You won't be having sales. No, you won't be having it. Actually, it will be there in their configuration because they are the one who is doing the authenticator. We are having the sec, URL. They need to configure it right, not as sexual. This is a Salesforce account. This is all. We are not going to configure it. They will be authenticated from there and they're redacted here. And what happens when he was that? That's all we can read after the Salesforce or something, right? They'll come here. See, not here it is. You're not going to come here actually. When they hit the Salesforce, they will go to the IDP. Authentication is done. Then I'm there in authentication will done. They will send the response to us. They will accept it. Then once it is done, they have configured the sec URL in the identity provider, right? We need to configure the sec URL in the IDP, right? Say for Salesforce. Who is configuring the sec URL actually? They have to do. If we are the author, we are the IDP, we have to configure the sec, right? Then we are here. Yes, they need to configure. The sales was actually there. That's all. Then why? Why they need to come to being here? Why you are going to the Salesforce actually? You are the identity provider. We are not doing any authentication here. We are not the IDP here. Then why? Why do they want it to come here? We are accepting it because we are the having the Salesforce connection, right? We are having the Salesforce URL right from us actually. We are accepting the Salesforce, which means Salesforce is being protected with us. Yes, exactly. We are having the Salesforce configuration right. That's why they are coming here. Exactly. The URL will be, they will be configuring our IDP initiated SO. You know, right? That kind of a Salesforce URL. They will be configuring it as a sec. URL actually will accept it and then it will pass it to that Salesforce. Then it's a link actually. For example, can you go to the applications first of all? Yes, we connections please. Here I click on that Salesforce. Here you are having IDP initiated SSO. They're right in the top. They will configure this endpoint as a sec URL to them actually. When they accept it, the pink feather will retiming. They will be reacting to this endpoint automatically. The Salesforce it will go. Actually, this is a test. URL right. Nodes an IDP initiated SOURL. IDP initiated SSOURL, which should be used only from the pink side to verify the connection. When you get it, it will automatically redirect to the SSO, actually right, SAML. It will create the SAML response. It will go actually right. When the SAML, when they accessing the, it is coming to the, when they are authenticated, it will come to the pink filtrate for talks of the SAML response, then the SSO will be. If this is acting as a target your remains, then automatically it will read out to this page. Then it will, because the session is already there, it will automatically allow the user to log into the application. Actually, because you are the one who is doing the accepting. Actually, it never go to the sales source actually. There is no configuration for your that apply organization number 2 related to the inside the sales configuration. You are. Only your configuration is there in the Salesforce. Actually, your pink filtrate is there in the Salesforce. Their pink filtrate or Okta, it is not there in the Salesforce. Is there a way something like sales for is not being registered with this? No, nothing else actually. I mean how you can able to create the SEM response which is not registered in the pink filtrate. Actually, how can we accept the SAML response if the sales? No, that's an excellent say. It won't work because we don't have the, it will eject it. Actually, it will give an error. Got. That's all that you are mapping. It is not available like that actually. I mean, first of all, they cannot be able to configure that URL right. It is through an error actually. If we are the IDP, we do the authentication for this and then they'll be signing the sample request and will send the sample response. Then the sales will go accept it and then it's all of the user to log in. And one another thing, this IDP endpoint, whenever the application team, if it is configuring this as the URL right, they don't want to configure the certificate and other stuff. They just wanted to have this URL. Exactly. They don't want to handle any other authentication or SAML request. I think you're doing it right. Exactly. In that case, we have to give the IDP initial URL to them. No, don't give the IDP initials SO. And all actually for the normal, if we are the identity product means don't give the IDP initial SSO. If they really want, it means ask the reason why they are using it. Actually, I remember one case you mentioned. If they don't want to sign the sample request, they don't want to validate the request. In that case, they simply need the URL. No. I have mentioned the sample request. If they don't want to validate, means there is an option to uncheck it. Actually, that is the sample request signing. No, this is IDP initial SO. They will be doing it. The IDP initial SO, they will be like, they will just do when they don't have any kind of S. They don't have any kind of a service provider. Then only they will just blindly do the reference of this particular URL in the button. Actually, nothing like that. And they don't have service provider means they don't have the SSO configuration from the application side actually. They don't have Salesforce. Whatever we did for you, like whatever we did for a Salesforce, right? No Salesforce. You are doing it because they are supporting the SP initial, because they are having the service provider, because inside that admin console it is having the inbuilt sample. There are like a lot of application. They don't have the inbuilt sample configuration actually, or they don't want to configure any SO tool to act as a service provider. For that case is right. They will ask for an IDP initial address. Actually, for that you can get the approval and then you can give it. They won't. It's not like lot actually, maybe one or two applications. Which they don't. They don't have the service provider on the applicant. I am still not getting it. If there is no service provider, what is the difference between the current Salesforce and the applications which don't have the service provider? Imagine there is no sample configuration inside the Salesforce. Like whatever configuration, there is some basic configuration we did initially right. We did use of profiles and also something I remember initially we did. Initially we just created test type SP1, SP2 like. Imagine that there is a Salesforce application. But inside that application there is no sample single sign-on settings. Actually, there is no option. Then how we can able to enable the SO for them, right? For that they might have the IDP because we would not be getting the metadata or any other information from there. Exactly, got it? Those kind of application is not lot actually. It's like one or two like that. Understood? Because the current scenario, whatever the use case we have, like they are authenticating in the some secure zone. The third party application, and we don't have to do the authentication. It has already been handled. A SAML response will be reaching to ping and we have to give a token based on that. That kind of a configuration. I don't know whether it's there in ping fed right or not. It's not there in ping fed how we can able to generate the token based on the SAML response. Actually, it is not there. That is also like, someone else creating the same response and then someone else. Go ahead. What is BOS Trust Beanie? The OS Trust Beanie? They are going to remove it actually in future. Because there is only one application is going with WS Fed, that is the Microsoft. But recently that is also migrated into the same flow. WS Trust is simple actually, like how we are generating the SAML response, the SAM response in the XML format. It is automatically generating it actually. That same response. The same application. Do we have a? Can we able to find it here? No, it's there in the SAML SP connection. Actually click on the SP connection, click on any connection there. I've seen this one. That option is enabled. Instead of that SAML 2.0, you need to choose the BOS Trust, actually the browser SO profile. We should use this. The BOS Federation. It won't directly create the SAML response actually. Instead, someone else will create the response for this one actually. Here inside that one actually. The BOSTS security token service will generate the response. Actually for that. It's like I say response in the XML format only. But we are calling this as security token service actually. Just like the same one, the request, the SAML request, like that, its XML request will come. Authentication will happen. The response will get generated. Instead of that response, you will be generating the SDS. The same one. But the same response, the same. You can able to connect to the LDAP and get that. Everything will stay the same. Only difference, you are not going to do it inside the same as SP connection. You will be doing it in a different service actually. But they are going to remove it. I have heard that in Ping Federate itself. Totally, they are going to remove the BOS Federation actually. Like how they are removing the implicit in the auth configuration. They are going to. But first of all the auth configuration, only they will be doing it. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.